Hawthorne Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorne Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorne Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorne Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Coach Frigon, I'm here for our weekly Blue Jay football press conference. We came off a win this week, a good home win against Olathe East, a team from Kansas, and we're about midway point of our season. I'll go ahead and open it up for some questions here to our people in the audience. Go ahead.
How did the team react to being 13 under to Olathe East?
Well, we got off not the start that we wanted to in this game. Started off with a kind of a miscue on our kickoff return, and really before we kind of settled down, it was 13-0. We were behind, and to our kids' credit, they didn't panic, stuck to our game plan, and were able to fight back. So I was proud of them for doing that. Also extremely proud of our defense, and that their offense had two short fields, held them to field goals. So we were down 6-0 instead of 14-0 coming out of that. And it was just, a testament to them, and kept us in the ball game early, so we were able to come back later. Go ahead. Next question.
How was the wind a factor in Friday night's game?
Yeah, I think for the first time that the wind was a big factor in our game. And that first quarter we're going against it. We had some short punts that shortened the field. And then it allowed us in the second quarter to, helped us in completing a pass. And again, the fourth quarter we had the wind. We performed a lot better on offense. So it definitely played a factor into what we were doing and our ability not only for us to move the football, but hurting their passing game as well. So it was something we had to deal with the whole night, played into our decisions on when to take the football, either first or second half, or defer when we won the kickoff. Go ahead.
How does it feel to be 5-0?
It feels good. It's the second year in a row we've been 5-0 to start our season. And last year, right after this, I've talked to our team about it a bunch. We had a hiccup and lost 2 games in a row. And it's been a big key for us not to just win every week, but to try to improve. And hopefully we're in a better position than we were last year at this time as we keep progressing each week, whether it's a win or loss. And hopefully we're at that point with our 5-0 right now. Go ahead.
What were your thoughts on the defense forcing 4 turnovers?
Well, I think it was huge, and we work every day on forcing turnovers and keeping care of the football. But we had a big one as they were driving. I read it was 13-6, and 13-7. Josh Korf came up and had a forced fumble. Then I believe Joe Barnes recovered it, and then had a couple interceptions. I know Nate Berry had a fumble recovery. Braden Swope had a fumble recovery, and Josh Korf and Joe Barnes both had interceptions. Really played into it because we turned the ball over as well. We had 2 interceptions that we threw, and so it ended up keeping us in the game and allowed us to keep that score close so that we could win the football game. Go ahead.
What did you tell the boys at halftime to turn the game around after they were down for the first time this whole year?
Well, yeah, and I think you look at that. Being behind was a different mindset for us, and I was proud of how they reacted to it. And we cleaned up a few things in our game plan, kind of focused on what was going well and how we could exploit that the second half, and really just start trying to eliminate some of the mistakes in that second half. And we were able to do that and come out. We came out and did not get a first down in our first drive, which was disappointing, but defense got a hold of them. We scored. So we felt like the adjustments we made worked well, and the kids adjusted well at halftime. Go ahead.
What's your approach going into this Friday night?
Well, this Friday night's going to be a non-conference opponent in Platte County, and Platte County is a very good team. They're 4-1. They have 1 loss, and that's the Staley, who's a really good football team, who's ranked number 2 in the state in 5A. Platte County is also ranked high in the state in 4A. They came in, they beat us last year. There's very good, very well-coached football team, and we're going to have to go in and play our best game of the season to get a victory. Yes.
All right, so Platte County is returning a bunch of stars this year. Who in particular are you worried about?
Well, and I think you look at, I believe his name is Dakota Thomas, number 28, their inside linebacker. He was an all-state player last year, one that gave us a lot of issues, and he's just an outstanding football player that runs to the football as well. This does really good. They have a defensive end number 5. very active, makes a lot of tackles. They also use him at nose guard some as well. And then a tall receiver, I believe his last name is Watt, and is one that caught a lot of balls. He caught 2 touchdowns against Staley early, had a lot of receiving yards. And their quarterback is new this year, but he's really running the offense well. You can tell he's come up in their system. He understands everything, and just a leader on the field. So they're a very good football team that we're going to play this Friday. Go ahead.
Is there anything you're going to focus on specifically for the Platte County game?
Well, I think when you look at them, I told our team I feel like their offense is similar to Raytown in that they do throw a lot, have the ability to throw a lot. They can also run it, but their offense is similar to Raytown in that respect, and we're going to have to really defend the pass and contain the run and do those things. Defensively, they're very aggressive defensively, and we're going to have to be very assignment sound with their offensive line. A lot of blitz, a lot of different fronts that they're going to put out in front of us. So our kids are going to have to play really assignment sound football. Go ahead.
How many games do you have left, and what's your approach on those?
Okay, right now we have 5 games done, and we have 4 regular season games left. 2 of them are non-conference, and this week in Platte County and Lee Summit North, which is our last game in there. But sandwiched in the middle there, we have our last 2 conference games with Truman and Park Hill South. So we will still approach it week by week the same, preparing for our opponent and trying to get better that week. But knowing that 2 of them are in conference, 2 of them are non-conference, they all count toward our district standings, though, which has helped seed us for the playoffs. So that's where we're at right now. We're working to try to get the first round bye in the playoffs. We haven't wrapped that up yet, and that's definitely one of our goals. Go ahead.
Do you have any pregame rituals you do before, like Friday games?
Yeah, we do, and we really follow the exact same schedule every week. Whether we're home or away, we eat a meal together and then go through meetings where we cover all the our points that we have for that week. We also go through who everybody's backup is. So if somebody gets hurt, we know exactly who's going in for them. We had that situation come up last week with a player had hurt his foot, and he was on multiple special teams. So we had to plug in people on kickoff return, punt, different things like that, and be able to do that without having to waste a timeout or anything. So we cover those every time in our pregame. And then our pregame on the field, our warm-ups are the same. We come in and go through we say our Blue Jay Creed, kind of gets us in the right mindset, and then go out through the tunnel, or if we're on the road, we go out and run on the field at the same time. Go ahead.
You guys are 5-0 and are in the driver's seat for conference champs. Who stands in your way to get conference champions?
Well, when you look at those last 2 games, definitely Park Hill South. They have not lost a conference game. They beat Raytown this past week, and they beat St. Joe Central earlier. I believe they're 2-0 in conference, and we're 3-0. So they're a week ahead from where we're at right now. And so conference-wise, that's who it is, and it's lined up to be a showdown here in a couple of weeks. So hopefully through this week, we can prepare ourselves, by playing a really good non-conference opponent in Platte County. Whether win or lose this Friday night, we're preparing ourselves better to win the conference the following week. Yes?
All right. Past 2 games, your team has finished strong in the fourth quarter, especially with Raleigh on the ground. Is there anything specific that's helping you guys out in the fourth quarter?
Well, I think when you look at not just fourth quarter, I feel like we're a pretty well-conditioned team, and our kids are pretty mentally strong, and that has carried us into these fourth quarters where we've performed well. Mentioned Robert, ground game. When you get a lead, it's nice to be able to run the football, but I think really what has allowed us to run it better this year is their weapons that are around Robert. We're able to spread the field a little bit more with our wide receivers. We've had really strong performances with running some speed sweeps and things that Jackson Lowry, and he had a lot of yards 2 weeks ago. Doing that this week, their defense adjusted to take him away, which opened up more room in the middle for Robert. So it is a nice compliment we have those 2 together, and not only that, but our receivers also. Go ahead.
What was going through your mind when you were down 13-0 after the first quarter?
Really for me, I was looking more at how the kids were reacting than how I was or my coaches were at that time. And to their credit, I didn't see anybody. I tell them all the time, don't be Chicken Little where the sky is falling when things are going right. You got to make sure that things are going to calm down and do what you do. As long as you play hard and play together, things are going to happen. Football is a game where things don't always go well. And you look at the Chiefs game yesterday, they were, had 6-3 at halftime, did not play well, ended up winning the game 27-20, and had a 2-touchdown lead in the last minute. But when you play good football teams, things like that are going to happen. Olathe East was definitely a good football team, and one that played really well that night. And with us, you just have to stay the course and stay confident in each other that you, not just that you're going to win, but that you're going to play better and start executing with the football. All right, I'd like to thank you all for coming in. This week we'll have our next press conference next week after our Platte County game, and then also preview our conference game that week against Park Hill South. Thank you.
Hawthorne Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorne Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorne Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorne Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.